Okay, have you ever walked away from a conversation just feeling like you totally missed the point? Like there was a whole other conversation happening just beneath the surface? Well, let's dive into this because today we are cracking the code on what people don't say.
It's a feeling we've all had, right? You ask a perfectly simple question, you get a simple answer back, but your gut is just screaming that there is so much more going on. Well, guess what? You're not imagining it. Most of what really drives us remains unsaid.
I mean, we've all heard it. The classic, it's fine, when it is clearly, absolutely not fine. And let's be honest, we've probably all said it too. This is that huge gap between our words and what we're actually feeling. The key isn't to become a mind reader, but to become a better motive detector. And you know what? It's way simpler than you think.
So how do we start decoding all this? Well, here's the good news. Behind all the incredible complexity of human behavior, there are really just 4 core motivations that are driving almost everything we say and do.
That's it, just 4. Seriously. Understanding these 4 core needs is like having a Rosetta Stone for human interaction. It lets you move right past the surface-level words and hear the real engine humming underneath.
All right, let's break them down. First up, the emotional need. This is our deep-down desire to feel valued, safe, or loved. Think about someone who's boasting a little too much. They're probably just looking for validation. Second, we have the rational need. This is all about a practical goal, saving time, making money, gaining control. You know that colleague who's always resisting a new idea? They might not be lazy. They might just be terrified of losing control over their work. Third is the moral or identity need. This is all about protecting our self-image. It's why someone might stick to a principle even when it's clearly costing them. And finally, the defensive need. This is our instinct to react to a perceived threat. Sarcasm, for instance? Yeah, that's often just a shield to hide our vulnerability.
So, knowing the 4 motives is the what. Now, let's get to the how. How do you actually figure out which motive is driving someone in the moment? Well, the most powerful tool you have is asking the right kind of questions.
And this method uses just 3 types of questions to unlock a whole world of understanding. We've got depth, emotion, and contradiction. Let's take a look at each one. This right here is your depth question. It's so polite, it's non-confrontational, but it is incredibly effective. Instead of just letting someone repeat a surface-level opinion, this question gently forces them to look at the reasoning behind it. And that's where the real motive starts to peek through.
Next is the emotion question, and its power is in its directness. This is your key to unlocking those emotional or defensive drivers. See, when you ask about feelings, the answer will almost always give you a real emotional word, like frustrated, worried, relieved, and that tells you exactly what's going on inside.
And finally, we have the contradiction question. Now, this one's a little more advanced. You use it when you notice a conflict between what someone says they want and what they seem to fear. By just pointing it out gently, like this, you shine a spotlight on the exact internal struggle where the true motive is hiding.
Okay, so questioning is your active tool. But sometimes people reveal their motives completely on their own without you having to do a thing. You just have to learn to listen for these automatic giveaways that are hidden in totally common phrases. Let's explore a few of them.
Ever hear this one? I'm just saying, is almost always the warm-up act for a controversial opinion. It's like a verbal cushion, right? It's a way for someone to say something sharp while signaling, hey, I don't want to fight. The motive here is often defensive, a pure fear of conflict.
Oh, this phrase is a classic defense mechanism. When someone really wants something but is afraid of looking weak or needy or just afraid of being rejected, they'll often declare they don't need it at all. It is a total shield to protect their ego from any potential disappointment. Pay really close attention when you hear this one. You don't understand is a huge signal that the conversation has just crossed the line from being a general topic to something deeply personal. You've likely just bumped into a core belief or a piece of their identity, and that's triggering a moral or defensive motive.
And here's a fun one. This is almost always what you could call a social lie. I mean, think about it. Why would someone take the time to state their lack of interest, unless that interest actually exists? If it truly didn't matter, they wouldn't say a thing.
So we've covered the what and the how. But look, none of this matters if you don't actually put it into practice. This isn't just theory. It is a skill that you can build starting today.
So here's a simple plan to get you started. First, just listen. In 3 conversations today, just mentally log what was said versus what you think the likely motive was. Second, practice. Just once, try using one of the questions we covered. And third, and this is a big one, analyze yourself. The fastest way to spot these patterns in other people is to notice when you use them.
And hey, here's a measurable goal to make it kind of a game. Try to correctly identify the general motive, emotional, rational, moral, or defensive, in about 70% of your interactions by the end of the week. You are going to be amazed at how quickly you get the hang of it.
Now, this is really important. This skill is kind of like a superpower, and with great power comes, well, you know the rest. It's so crucial to use this knowledge to build understanding, not to win arguments or to try and manipulate people.
So let's just bust a few myths really quickly. First, hidden motives are rarely malicious. Most of us aren't even aware of our own deepest drivers. Second, you can't read someone in a single glance. This is about understanding through dialogue, not snap judgments. And third, there is no magic formula. People are different, so you always have to be ready to adapt. The goal here is connection, not just analysis.
Ultimately, learning to hear what isn't being said doesn't just make you a better communicator. It can make you a more empathetic friend, a more effective colleague, and just a more understanding person all around. So the real question isn't just what you can hear now, but what you will choose to do with that understanding.